Hello and welcome to Eatrigue. My name's Jessica and today I'm pitting Fanta up against Tango to see which is the best fruit flavoured carbonated drink you can buy in the UK. I have in front of me every single flavour of Fanta and every single flavour of Tango that I was able to find in the shops. There were a couple of products I wasn't able to get hold of, but they were mostly either the sugar-free or the full sugar versions of something I already have here. So in terms of variety of flavours, clearly Fanta's going to win. There's a lot more products here. We have a total of 10 different flavours, whereas Tango has half of that, there's only 5. I'm going to rank each flavour out of 10 based on my own preference of how the flavour tastes, and then at the end I'm going to give every score an average to see which company produces the best flavoured products. If you're not familiar with Tango, it's a British product. It first launched in 1950 and then eventually got bought out by another company called Britvic, who started advertising it as sort of this like really crazy product, and in fact a lot of the adverts are quite controversial. In fact, when I was at school there was a craze where people would slap people around the face and it was called being tangoed, and it all stemmed from an advert that they had. Yes! Which at some point they had to change because people kept slapping each other and it was causing hearing damage apparently. So they changed it to a kiss. Whereas Fanta, to be honest, I don't remember ever seeing an advert for Fanta. I mean, they probably do, but it's not something that rings a bell with me. So this originated in 1940 in Nazi Germany. The story goes that the Coca-Cola factories during the Second World War were unable to get hold of the ingredients required to make Coca-Cola. So instead they invented this other product. And then after the war it got incorporated into the Coca-Cola company and became this massive worldwide success. And according to Wikipedia, around the world there are over 200 different flavour varieties of Fanta. Clearly we haven't got that much here today. This is just the stuff we can find here in the UK. So before we get into it, I wanted to predict what my favourite flavour is. I think my favourite flavour is going to be orange, but maybe the sugar-free orange rather than the full-fat orange. And for Tango, I'm going to say it's probably apple. Apple's quite refreshing, so, you know, it's pretty good. Although I am quite intrigued at this watermelon Fanta they have here, so I'm looking forward to tasting that shortly. Let's get started. I'm going to start with orange. The regular Fanta orange versus Tango orange. Okay, there's not much fizz. Oh! Crazy bottle tops that the Coca-Cola company are doing now. Bit of a fizz, but not loads. Cheers. Ooh, quite orangey. Bit fizzy. Ooh, that's punchier. Tastes a bit more acidic, which to me suggests there's a bit more orange in there. But let's compare the ingredients. They're both made from orange concentrate, but the Tango has 5% orange concentrate, whereas the Fanta has 3.7%. Also it contains citrus fruit from concentrate 1.3%, which kind of implies it's not actually orange. They've probably taken it from, say, like a lemon or a lime, whereas in a Tango we've got other acids such as citric acid and so on. For the orange flavour, Tango wins in my opinion. I'm going to score that an 8, and the Fanta is going to score a 6. Okay, now it's time to try the sugar-free orange. Fanta sugar-free versus Tango sugar-free. Again, bit of a fizz that's come through there. Much more of a fizz that's come out of this one. Probably can't really compare them directly though, because this is in a bigger bottle. So there's more product to fizz. Now clearly I'm not going to just drink this out of the big bottle, so let's just be a bit civilised about this, shall we? Okay, here we go, let's do Fanta first. A subtler flavour than the original Fanta. Let's try the Tango. Again, punchier. It is a bigger flavour. And again, I'm going to have to give this one to Tango. It's just so much better. It's like, this is actually an enjoyable thing to drink, whereas this is just like drinking something for the sake of drinking something. This is got 4% orange from concentrate, whereas the Tango has 5%, even in the sugar-free variety. So I'm going to have to give another round to Tango here. So I'm going to give Tango sugar-free a 9. Let's do the direct comparisons with the Fanta sugar-free and full-fat. Subtler flavour again, not as sweet. Sugar-free is not as good as the full-fat Fanta. So sugar-free Fanta orange gets a 5. Now sadly, this is where I directly comparing the flavours ends because they don't have any other crossover. So the other flavours we've got of Tango here is apple, dark berry and paradise punch, which I don't actually know what it is. Let's have a look. Paradise punch is orange and mango with tropical fruit flavour. Generic tropical fruit, lovely. Whereas with Fanta over here we have the pineapple and grapefruit, watermelon, fruit twist, lemon, strawberry and kiwi, and also this mystery flavour, which is actually no longer a mystery. This was a competition where you try it and try and deduce the flavour, but they have announced it, it's actually written on the product, it was strawberry cheesecake. So, now I suppose Paradise Punch and Fruit Twist are probably the closest two products of what's remaining, so let's do those side by side. Fanta Fruit Twist just described it as a mixed fruit drink. And the ingredients do sort of give a clue as to what it is. So in here we've got orange, peach, apple and passion fruit. So not the same flavours, but it's kind of a mix of other flavours together. So with the Fanta, the Fruit Twist comes in both full fat and sugar free. So let's try the Tango first. Ooh, that's a really good flavour. It's very refreshing. I like it. You definitely taste that mango in there. That exotic fruit. Awesome. Okay, now for the Fruit Twist full fat. Peach is quite strong in there actually, but beyond that it kind of just feels more like generic berries, I want to say. Although there isn't actually berry in there as far as I can see. The passion fruit is 0.1%, so that is such a subtle flavour, but the passion fruit isn't really coming through. Maybe we'll try the sugar free and see if that changes. Completely different flavour. It's bitter. It's bitterer. That's the word, isn't it? Bitterer? Yeah, that flavour is a bit odd. I'm not really liking it. That's better. I think whatever they've put in here to make it sugar free is not overriding the bitterness that the sugar does here. So out of these two, I prefer the full fat. But in terms of actual flavour, Paradise Punch wins it for me. It just does. It's pretty good. I don't prefer it over the orange though, so I'm going to give Tango Paradise Punch a 7. Fruit Twist is going to get a 6, whereas Fruit Twist Sugar Free, sorry, it's a 3. Okay, let's rattle through some more of these extra Fanta flavours. I'm really intrigued by the watermelon. So watermelon has always been quite a subtle flavour for me, but it's often been refreshing. And I just love eating some watermelon just straight in the summer. After you've kept it in the fridge for a bit, it just cools you right down. It's amazing. In fact, my earliest memory of watermelon, eating it on the beach when I was a child, I had never seen it before. And my dad just brings it over and I was like, yeah, okay, that's nice. I like it. Cheers. Okay, yep, subtle watermelon flavour in there. So it's 2.9% watermelon, but there's also some lemon in there as well. Yes, it's such a subtle flavour. There's a slight bitterness in the back of the throat there. I'm not as taken with it as I was expected to be, but it's still pretty good. So I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. Next, let's go for the Fanta Lemon. That's pretty good. It's almost like a fizzy lemonade. And of course in the UK we just use the word lemonade to mean sort of any lemon flavoured carbonated drink. Of course in America lemonade is a very specific still drink made basically from lemon and water. This has a sort of American style flavour to it, so it's definitely lemons and not just sort of generic carbonated water. It's okay. I'm not sure if I'd want to drink the whole bottle in one go. It's not really the flavour I like. It's still okay, so I'm going to give it another 6 out of 10. Now it's time for pineapple and grapefruit. We've got the full fat version and the sugar free version here. Now, this is a relatively new product to the lineup. And it actually used to be called Lilt. In fact, it still even says Lilt on the label here, just so you know that it's the same thing. So Lilt in the UK was a separate product that was sort of a basically pineapple and grapefruit flavoured drink. As far as I'm aware, they haven't changed the recipe from Lilt, they've just rebranded it as Fanta. I have no idea why. Maybe they're just kind of trying to consolidate their brands just to avoid confusion or something. But Lilt is such an iconic brand. I don't know why they did that, but hey, what you gonna do? So first, let's try the Lilt full fat. That takes me back. Yep, that's Lilt, alright. They haven't done anything to it. They've just given it a new name. The pineapple. Very good. The grapefruit just gives that extra bitterness under there, which is great. Gives it an extra dimension. Okay, and now the zero sugar version. Okay, slightly less flavour, but I think that's due to the less sugar. They do taste slightly different, but I don't think the difference is that big to give them a different score to each other. So I'm going to score them the same, which is actually a pretty high 8 out of 10. Let's go back over to Tango, I feel. And I'm going to start with what I expect to be my favourite, which is Tango Apple. There is apparently a full fat version of this, but I could only find sugar-free in the shops, so we're just going to have to try this one variety. I am happy. There's just something about apple flavoured drinks. It's so refreshing. The only fruit that is more refreshing than apple, in my opinion, is pear. So if they come up with Tango Pear, I think they've hit the winning combination. That is just, in my opinion, the perfect carbonated fruit drink. And yes, I'm biased, but I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. It just can't be anything else. It just can't. No, this one I'm scared of. Tango Dark Berry. So the blurb on the back describes this as apple and blackcurrant soft drink with raspberry and blackberry flavours. So it's actually 4 different fruits in one. Apple and blackcurrant is a very common flavour in the UK actually. There's also particularly blackcurrant. You don't really find it much out of the UK. I think they tried to do it in America once, but the blackcurrant plants just didn't take in America. There was something about the climate or something, or the soil, the plants just didn't take. So that's probably why it hasn't really entered America much, but it's very popular here. Oh, extremely fizzy. Hang on. That has fizzed all the way to the top. Cheers. Very powerful blackcurrant flavour there. Wow. It's almost too powerful in my opinion. If you don't like blackcurrants, you ain't gonna like this, because that is basically the only flavour I can taste. It claims to have apple in it as well, but I can't actually taste any apple. Yeah, so it's 3% apple and 2% blackcurrant. But that 2% blackcurrant is just dominating the entire drink. It's not a flavour that's for me, but I know a lot of people will really enjoy this. And I can only rank this based on my own taste buds, so sadly I'm going to have to give that a 5 out of 10. 2 more flavours to go. Let's start with Fanta, strawberry and kiwi. Cheers. Ooh, that's pretty good. The strawberry was the first taste I flavoured. The first taste I flavoured? What? No. So strawberry is the first flavour I tasted there, and then the kiwi came in afterwards. A good combination of 2 different fruits there, because strawberry has a nice but very sweet flavour, whereas kiwi has quite a lot of acidity, and so it's kind of a bit punchier. But the 2 flavours complement each other very well. So I'm going to have to give the strawberry and kiwi an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. Okay, finally this formerly mystery flavour, which is now called strawberry cheesecake. Yeah, that's strawberry cheesecake. It's not just strawberries, it's also the cheesecake. That's so weird. It's kind of got that sort of yogurty, milky smell to it. What the hell? That is weird. What? How? What? No. It tastes right. It tastes as it should. But I don't think it should be a drink. That's just... What the hell? Such a strange experience. Woo. I mean, as a novel drink, I think they've hit the nail on the head with the flavour they were trying to get. But as a experience drinking it, I'm just going to have to say no. It just doesn't work as a drinking experience. So I'm going to score it off grid. I'm not going to count it as part of the averages, because this is just going to bring the whole thing down. And I'm going to give it like a 2 out of 10 for actual flavour, but for nailing the flavour they wanted, it gets a 10 out of 10 every day. Okay, so let's just get rid of this over that side. Okay, so I've done the maths. I've totted everything up and averaged it out. Fanta scores an average of 6.2 if you exclude the weird mystery flavour, whereas Tango scored an average of 7.8. So that's a very clear victory for Tango. Tango gets the crown of best carbonated fruit flavoured drink product you can buy in the UK. Or at least out of these two brands anyway. Maybe I need to pit Tango up against another product and sort of carry it on and see if they can stay in the game, like a round robin type thing. Oh, that sounds really good. That's a good idea. Let me know down in the comments which product I should pit Tango up against next. That'll be fun to try. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that stuff. This has been Eatrigue, Fanta versus Tango. I've been Jessica, you've been awesome, and we'll see you again soon.